Hello, fellow non-data immortals, it's me again. How are all of you doing? Welcome to Apocalypse Game 0.24. Actually, for me, in this version, it's 0.25, but we're going to ignore that. I'm going to show you guys one of the updates for this. Apocalypse Game is a futuristic sci-fi game, a post-apocalyptic scenario where you can mutate your character, build buildings, and create and fight battle mecha. Eventually. But that's a story for another time. Today, I'm going to talk about today's update, which is trees. Trees and more trees. As you can see, surrounding me are the updated models for the trees. That's right. Now, all the trees, all the, fresh trees, as they're titled in the engine, are and have been modeled. And you can see they're actually rather nice. You got that lovely, PlayStation 1 retro aesthetic of like the higher grades, the more wonderful grades of trees. And that is not the only update. As you can see, I've got junk everywhere from testing, but also in the update, as you can hear the crunch, 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 crunch like the popcorn. I'm going to stop doing that. Also in this update, I've also added another thing. I'm going to post this. Now, this mod that you see here is one of the mods that you can, well, what you see here, I should say, is one of the items or mods or plugins that you can get for Apocalypse Game. You see, a lot of mods for the engine are actually designed, rather, to work with the engine. Ooh, boy. So this one is... Wow, I cannot talk today. Hey, Editor B! Hey, Editor B! I know you want to be lazy, but like, cut that out. No? Well, screw you. Okay, let's try this again. So... Apocalypse Game has a bunch of lovely compatibility with a ton of delicious electable mods, and this one is the one I use for doing all sorts of experiments and testing, but it's also how I can show off a bunch of cool stuff. So, as you can see, I have access to a ton of different objects. All the things with the question marks. Do not concern yourself with behind the corner of those. No. Do not look behind the curtain, the door, the corner. However, you do not need to know. However, there is, like, full, proper wooden things. Like, you'll get, wooden versions, rickety version. You got rickety and normal. So I've actually updated it with being able to access like wooden platform. I'm gonna worry about that, or the wooden stairs. But like you can actually access a lot of these with this mod. This I have not in 0.24. Well, I haven't, I should say, updated 0.24 to have these balanced yet. They are in the game, so if you just want to do creative shenaniganry and start building, feel free to build. And you can, bloop, bloop, have fresh wooden items for when 0.25 becomes available to all of you lovely people out there. And speaking of which, 0.25, if you subscribe to our brand new Subscribe Star, you can obtain 0.25 early, which balances all of these and makes them craftable. How do you craft them? You get one of these. How do you get one of these? You beat down one of these, and that gives you this and this. And this you just can use as a decoration. This is actually the actual log. And 0.26, the one I'm working on right now, is going to have, hopefully this aesthetically updated. I'm trying to make sure that gets done as quickly as possible. There's a couple other cool stuff, like you might have seen here. These are the ones I'm working on right now, the updated bats. So you'll notice those will get updated, but that's 2 updates down the line. Or, if you subscribe to Subscribe Star, you'll be able to get to that next month! But anyway, with that said and done, I hope you have a lot of fun in Apocalypse Game. And, hey, if you make some cool stuff in it, hey, maybe post it, pop it my way, and maybe I'll feature your wonderful creations. Maybe, maybe not. But with that said, I do believe we're done here with the amazing fun parts. Also, before I go, because I'm gonna check real quickly to see how much time I have. Editor me, how much time do I have? Oh, 10 minutes? Oh, thank you! So before I go, I wanted to show off something really cool about the engine that I'm using. I'm gonna go to exit to menu. Blah, Apocalypse Game. Yeah, I still haven't updated that. If you go to join game, you can access, and because I haven't modified the engine, any game that uses the 5.1 engine that's an online game, like there's a bajillion of them. You can see there, like, a lot of them have a ton of people in them, etc., etc. But you can access any of these worlds that use this engine, and it automatically downloads everything to your computer. So you can not have to worry about downloading the actual game, which is really, really cool. And if you're looking to play the base engine does come with its own game. If you go to content, and you go to browse online content, you can get different mods for this game installed straight from the engine, or you can actually look up games. I'll tell you what, one of my favorite ones is a game called Dream Builder, and it's actually really fun. There's also ones for SCPs and other things, like SCP Infinite IKEA, which is 3008. There's a bunch of cool ones in here. I highly suggest checking it out. Even if you don't play my game, I highly suggest Mindtest. It's got a really crazy history behind it, and it's a really, really, really fun engine to tinker with, or to actually sit down and use as a standard game. It does come with a Mindtest game, which is the base game, and you can, of course, download all your own games. There's even ones that's kind of like a high fantasy role-playing game. Like, it's an actual RPG where you run around, beat stuff up, gain levels. You get to be a bunch of different races, and it's freaking insane. It's all free, too, which is insane. And the best of all is it's all open source. Most of it is completely open source. And you can create your own servers by hosting a server and going through that process. I won't go through that process here. You do have to announce the server too. But I won't go through that process here. It's a little bit more in depth, but once you do that, you can get all sorts of really cool stuff going on, and I absolutely love it. It's so cool. So, now that I've done plugging a really cool engine and my game, don't forget to go check out Dapper Crab's Subscribe Star. We have updates every month. You get one of 3 tiers: Dapper Crab, Rock Lobster, etc., etc. And each tier gets some cool stuff, like Rock Lobster and above get some really cool stuff. And you get your own tag on our Discord. Hey, by the way, check out our Discord, because we also have some really cool stuff. Like, for example, you can participate in polls, talk to other people, get help, and other particular fun stuff. So if it's a scenario where, like, you'll want to get with a couple of friends, build a server, and then, I don't know, play Kingdom Wars or something, we're all building castles and trying to destroy each other and downloading other mods, you can, by the way, do that. Some mods are not going to be compatible with Apocalypse Game. Some are. I highly suggest Inventory Plus, I believe this one is, because that will make your day 1,000 times better. It gives you all of the assembly recipes for everything. Except for that. Except for that. It gives you all the assembly recipes. It tells you how to do things. And yes, this will be something that'll be up again in the future. Ignore that! But it is something that's going to be pretty cool. And of course, if you're building on a server, you can get access to the unaccessibles, like dead trees and stuff, you can have it give you them. I'm in administrator mode, so I can access like the give me and the other particulars, like to throw a bunch of stuff to crafting grids. You can do this. What's really cool is the shortcut to the crafting grid. So with that said, yeah, I think we are good for now. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy Apocalypse Game. It has been holy crap, it's been a wild ride, starting this off as a way to teach a couple people how to make video games, and it's turned into its own video game, which blows my mind. It's unbelievable. Shut up, editor me. It's so awesome. And I hope that you will enjoy it even more than I've enjoyed creating it, which, yeah, let's see if you could beat that competition, right? No. So, with that said, I thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, like it. Subscribe to my channel for more updates. Join our Discord and join our Subscribestar. And, yes. Have a very wonderful Lester? Shut up, editor me. Have a very wonderful rest of your day, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time. Oh, don't look into the sun. Where's the sun? Ah!